Hello and welcome to another Beartrapt vlog. It is Monday, June 17th. We're just off the back of the first week of the LCS, so because of that I figured I'd do a quick vlog to talk about the surprises and the interesting things that we're seeing from the professional scene. First and foremost, the NALCS has been pretty surprising in terms of exactly who's doing what, who's on top, who's on bottom. I'm sure everybody who's watching this already knows that Edward from Gambit Gaming came over to North America, and now he's playing with the Chaos team because Elements and Rux both, Elements left, and Rux isn't really a support player, let's just put it that way. Rux got onto the Chaos roster as a sub because he won the Chaos 1v1 tournament. On the team that he plays on, the Challenger team, Chaos Academy, he plays top lane, and he's a more capable top laner than he is a support, if you ask me. Regardless of any of that, Rux is out, Edward is in, and then you have this whole thing where it's like, oh, easily the best support player in Europe moves over to NA onto one of the stronger North American teams that should have gone like at least 3-2 in the opening week of the LCS. What happens? They don't win a single game. I think they won one. No, they won like one game. They had a really terrible first week, and to start the season on a super week means you have a really a huge section of games. So if you're on tilt, you do bad. People want to put blame everywhere as far as Cass is concerned. They want to say it's Corp's fault. I don't necessarily agree with that. They say it's St. Vicious's fault because he makes bad calls and other nonsense. I don't agree with that either. They want to turn around and say, oh, well, Nightjackie's garbage. And no, I wouldn't say Nightjackie's garbage, but as far as mids go in North America, he's on the lower end. But still, that low end for North America is still relatively high. So I don't think it's Jackie. I don't know. I think it's more so the team had like a week to prepare. And having a week to prepare for 5 professional games kind of sucks. But regardless of all that, TSM was expected to come out pretty strong and get a 4-1 or a 5-0, and they didn't. They dropped the game to Dig, and I think they dropped the game to Cloud9. And TSM, they're one of those teams that shows up when they need to show up, and we all know what happened last split for the LCS, where you had teams going 15-0 or 13-1, and then those same teams ended up in promotion relegation because they just, for lack of a better term, they shit the bed when it came to playoff time. So can't take these early scores to mean a whole hell of a lot, but damn if Cloud9 isn't looking like one of the better teams in the LCS. And I kid you not, Cloud9 is looking absolutely fantastic. Just to not lose a single game in the first week, and having to play 5 games and not lose a single one, and playing the tougher teams. They crushed everybody. That's scary. But like I said before when we were talking about TSM and KS and them, it's just the start of the season, so we can't turn around and say, okay, well, Cloud9 will be the champs, because you never know. These best of ones only really, it's a best of one. Best of 3s, best of 5s, those are the ones that really decide who goes where. The LCS has shown that the new teams, they're taking advantage of the fact that they've had all this time to scout and prepare for the NA teams, because there's a ton of information. You want to see what TSM has been doing, you go and you watch any of the LCS games last season or the playoffs, because it's all there. Everything is there. Kha'Zix is seeing some nerfs, which should drop his play a little bit. Zed is still really strong. If you don't stay up to ungodly hours to watch the Korean OGN championships, which I understand because that's some ungodly hours to stay up and watch League of Legends, Zed, who recently was nerfed, he had a really good showing. MVP Ozone just kind of rolled over CJ Entis Blaze 3-0'd them, and that wasn't expected by much anybody. But Zed was in all 3 games. You know, I guess if someone's beating you that bad, you're like, oh no, it's just luck. We're not gonna ban him. No, you should have banned him. I'm talking to you, CJ Antis, Blaze. You should have banned Zed after the first 2 games at least, where he completely just destroyed you. Anyway, so we got Curse on the wayside. We got Cloud9 on top of the mountain. TSM somewhere in the upper middle. Vulcan in the middle. Velocity in the middle. Like, the great thing about this is there's so many more games to be played that it doesn't really matter how bad you did this week. I mean, you have a pretty damaging week like Kiss, who I think went 4-1. Like, I mean, 1-4. It hurts your morale, but you only had a week to prepare for it because you got a new support. Gambit Gaming is somewhere in the middle of the pack right now for their LCS out in Europe, because in Europe they're doing their whole Super Week as well, and they have a new support as well. Like I said, like most sports, just because you're having a good year doesn't mean that you're gonna win the championship. I think that takes care of all the LCS stuff I want to talk about. Aatrox, yeah, Aatrox, that dude who's naked except for his sword, which might be his penis. Anyway, now that you have that mental image in your head, let's just talk about Aatrox for a second. He's a very fast jungler, has a great clear, amazing sustain. If you want to clear for the lulz, run attack speed and lifesteal on him, and just basically chew up the camps, because that's what you'll do. His ganks are okay, his damage is alright. He's a melee carry, so yeah, there's that. Still too early to see, where exactly he's gonna fall as far as usefulness is concerned. I think he's like a reverse Trendemir. Kind of, sort of. Like, he's like Trendemir. And, Trendemir is fun in jungle. Fun to play. So, basically, just, play him, like him, don't like him, it doesn't matter. As far as strong junglers go right now, Zac is gonna get hit hard with some kind of nerf, because he's great right now. Zac is good. Nautilus is really good. Hook City, baby. Run that Nautilus and then Thresh ball lane. Yeah. Anyway, so Sejuani just got hit. She's still okay. She's just not Terror anymore. Right now, you want to talk about the #1 Terror jungle in Summoner's Rift? You're going to talk about Nunu. Nunu is Terror. That motherfucking Yeti. Oh my. Well, the Yeti is Willump. Point is, Nunu is Terror. He can counter you. He doesn't die. He heals from eating creeps. It's just... When he comes to the lane, it's like you have this giant Yeti running at you with like that 10% HP buff, and he's got like late game, he's got like 5k health, and his ice balls hit for like 800, even though he's almost a full tank, and he's just like, no, please, please, do it now. And it's like, what are you gonna do? I can see them doing something to tone Nunu down, because he went from no one plays him to he kills everyone all the time. Anyway, Elise is pretty strong right now. I don't know. Vi is still good, even though right now I'm leaning more toward building Golem as opposed to Elder Lizard on her, because they keep nerfing Elder Lizard because of Ezreal, and God, I hate blue build Ezreal. Anyway, yeah, so I think this is going to be the vlog for today. If anything else, I might do a giveaway, because I got a little bit of disposable income, so might do a giveaway a little bit later, maybe next week. You guys have a good rest of the day, and happy hunting.